You're very dedicated to your learning nowadays, right? I can see you. You're always posting content on your Instagram, your stories. So by the way, where did you find that one? From your followers? Your content, anyway. Your content.
Okay. Actually, I I share a post like like you and another teachers, uh, because everyone is great teachers, and if anyone needs, so I just post in uh, and almost teachers post in my story. Then if anyone need, so that's why he so and he reach those teachers. Uh,
Nice idea. So you always share other teachers' content to your stories. So when other learners found it, so they can reach to the teachers.
and actually, I learn in uh, because I learn and I speak English because of in this way. Like when I come in this community, I speak English, and another community, and every teacher support me, and not only me, everyone's, because and everyone share with with us uh, uh, in materials. So that's why I always thinking this is only small steps for every teachers. So I always share, because I lots of materials I earn in this way, and I today I speak English. So this is
Nice.
my responsibility.
Well
I'm
done,
thinking.
anyway. Good job. You're doing a good job. All right. So how about Maria Jose? Welcome back. Long
Hello.
time no see.
Yeah. Hello, Thomas.
Yes.
Hello,
Thomas,
hello.
How have
Hello,
you
at last
been?
I managed to connect because I had troubles with my sound. I don't know why. I was fighting with my settings in my phone, and it was like that. So I'm okay now.
okay.
Thanks.
I see. Welcome back, Tom, actually.
I miss you a lot,
Welcome.
both.
Yeah. I had a
Yeah.
lot of on my plate, and I was in my work up to my eyeballs, and I had a family event, as you probably know, because I mentioned about it last Friday. It was wedding of my son, so I had to commemorate some time to it, of course.
So, by the way, how's the wedding of your son, Tom? How was it?
Eh, Everything was perfect, but it was for youngsters mainly. I was nearly deafened out because of the sounds. The music was so loud, it was impossible to speak. But it was perfect occasion for me to speak out because I had a guest from Belgium. He was a very fluent or forgive me, she, because it was a woman. She was a very fluent in English, in American English. So I had 2 days of speaking, and the end of the day by Joe was achy.
Oh.
Good, great. You had enough practice with her
Yeah,
for
yeah.
2 days.
Full 2 days of speaking, of conversation, conversation.
Conversational English.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
So,
And we were talking about different things, about different topics, about languages, about international affairs, because she was working in a Belgium diplomacy as a diplomat. She was in the Philippines, by the way, and she remembers this stay as a best of her all stays, and she was in different countries, in Congo, in Japan, in States, and the Philippines was the best for her.
Wow. Including my country. It's very nice.
And her son also because her son is in his 30, he is fluent in English, of course, also, and he mentioned that the Philippine school was best for him of all the schools because the level of teaching there was very high, and he has prepared perfectly for his exams to the university there.
Yeah, exactly. That's true.
You agree with that? That your schools are a perfect one.
Yeah, that's true. I sometimes, it's too tiring to study all the materials. So, but we have to finish our degree. How about Maria Jose? It's been a long time you are not joining our meeting. So what's happening in your life you can share with us before we can start our topic?
Yes, I was not too working, but enjoying some scholarship that I had, and then it was finished in the last month, and then I decided and keep on coming here because I need to practice more. And but I finished in the last year.
What was
last month? Sorry.
Last month. Okay, what was that?
Last month.
Short courses?
Yeah, it was in Beyond Community. Thomas knows about.
Yeah, Maria is very active there.
Yes, I have
to. She is hosting meetings every day.
Every day. Well, yeah.
Oh, you become independent. Why don't you be our host sometimes in our community? Why not?
Yes. Okay.
Can I ask you? Sometimes when I'm busy.
Yeah, I can make one a specific time and I can do almost the same because I just put people to talk each other, and I show a short video in the beginning just to have something about the topic. The topic is that one short video, and then I separate people to talk each other, but I put some question in the chat for them have idea about what can answer and ask someone. Yes, it's a great activity, but it just relax people to talk and don't worry so much about topic, but talk, and we have this option too about this short video and about the questions is an idea, but when they are there talking, it doesn't matter the subject. They can it's up to them if they will talk about this subject or not, but it's just another option. It's great. What's great? Thomas, what's great for you?
I think that Maria is very experienced in choosing topics, and her choice of questions is very good. Each time I'm amazed by the quality of her questions, and there are many possibilities to use these questions to conversate a lot with people. And I think that Maria is also experienced now with creating breakout rooms. So maybe here it would be possible to create breakout rooms, because if there are more people, it would be very beneficial to create breakout rooms here to make Zoom. People
using Zoom.
to make using Zoom, to to create more possibilities to speak up to people.
Yeah,
So,
that's true. Okay. So Maria, if you can be our host next week, I can ask Shikar to switch, and then you can share your content in advance in the group. So to invite other members to join your meeting, you can choose it's either Saturday or Sunday. It's up to you. You're available.
Because people usually use more this weekend to talk, is that?
Yeah, that's
In this community, okay.
yeah. Actually, guys,
mo-
I would like you to be a host, all of you, not only me and Shikar, because I would like you to build your self-confidence and become independent learner, not just always me and Shikar all the time. So that's why you're here in our community, right?
I think it's a
Very
great
happy.
idea because being a host gives us occasion to speak a lot.
Really? That's
Yeah.
better, Tom. It's good for you. Yes, because you ask more questions to other members, right? And then give some tips and advice. And yes, you have lots of opportunity to talk. So
Definitely.
you want to be a host today, Tom? You want to be a host today?
Of course.
Of course.
Of course.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Anyway, where's the other? We are only 5 today. Maybe because I changed the day. Because usually we are doing here every Saturday. Every Saturday there are a lot of members can join, but Sunday maybe they are spending with their family or friends, so that's why we can't make it.
And also the mechanism of joining here has changed a little because there is an additional link from Facebook to Zoom. You have to click one more option to be here. There is some security, I think some security options additionally improved by Facebook.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because there is a new window when you click the link in the Facebook, the additional window appears and you have to click in this window and then you are moved to Zoom, not directly from Facebook to Zoom.
I see.
In my option, in my case, it was like that. I don't know because I switched to Apple lately. Maybe that's why. Maybe. I don't know.
I don't think maybe because of your apps you're using. Because whenever I click the Zoom link through my Facebook, it's directly to Zoom. It's opening directly. I don't need to go somewhere else.
Maybe because it's my hardware, maybe.
I think so. Okay, so we can start now. So did you read our article today? What is that? On how to become fluent in a foreign language, right?
I read both articles and I watched the video and I'm pretty prepared to be a host.
Wow, that's very nice. So you're very familiar with our topic today, so you can start, Tom. What do you think?
Who have watched the video of you and who have read the articles? Because I think they are very differentiated and there are different type of advice, of pieces of advice there. And have you read the articles?
Okay, let's. Maria first. Maria Angelica.
Yes.
Maria Angelica.
Yes, I read the articles, and all of them told them about how we can improve our skills, read, writing, listen, and speak. And interesting how they suggest the percent that you need to invest in each one. For me, it was interesting. And I'm certainly certain that we need to be near the language every day. If you can, in the morning and before you go to bed, 20 minutes, 15 minutes, then it is very important to be near the language and to practice our speak when you can. And there isn't a miracle. We need to study. We need to invest in the language that we want to know. And all of the links and the video, they told about this, how it is important you invest in these skills. Don't you'll not improve if you don't practice. This is the secret for me.
Yes, we agree. Continue, Tom.
Yeah, indeed. But I think that there were two pieces of advice. One piece was to focus on the activity which is your goal, which is your preference, and the second piece of advice was to, as you said before, Maria, to indulge, to immerse, rather, to immerse into the language, to stay active every day, and to be passionate about it, and to make fun of the language. Because if it is not fun, it would be very boring soon, and we would be staying passive very fast. So in the video, it was the advice to focus on vocabulary mostly. And I think it's a very controversial advice because it depends on the goal. If your goal is speaking, you have to speak simply like that. If your goal is to write, maybe focusing on vocabulary would be the best option. But if you would like to speak, I think that speaking is simply the best option, and speaking as much as possible. And how do you think, Maria, about it?
I agree with you. We need to speak more than you can. All the time that you can make calls, we need to do this. You need to practice with friends. And for me, friends are very important to help us to improve all these skills and speak, listen, and about our accent. Everybody has an accent, and you need to be in contact with the different accent to understand everybody. Then interesting thing that they said in the article about the writing. I don't know if I will pronounce the word correctly, but if you don't know writing, you'll be iterating. This word is difficult.
Illiterate.
Sorry,
illiterate.
Illiterate, yes. And it is important to know writing. Yes, I agree with you. We need to practice every day if you can.
And what about second Maria? Maria Jose.
Maria Jose.
Maria Jose, where are you from?
I'm from Brazil.
Okay, then I can call Maria Jose.
Yes. Yeah.
Because I'm from Brazil too. Then
Okay.
Maria Angélica. Yes. Okay.
Where?
Nice to see you.
Nice
I live in Minas Gerais, Belo Horizonte.
Okay.
I was born in a small city. The name is Astolfo Dutra. near Cataguases, Juiz de Fora.
Okay, I love Juiz de Fora.
Where are you from? What's your city?
I'm from Sergipe, Aracaju.
Oh, okay. I love this place. Okay.
You are the neighbors. I see you are the neighbors, yeah?
A little, yeah. A little.
A little.
Yes, it is not so near, no. It's okay.
What is the distance between you, approximately? 1,000 kilometers or 100 kilometers?
A lot.
3,000. 3,000
kilometers? Oh my
yes.
gee.
Yes.
Oh,
It's a
it's a
lot.
huge country. Huge country.
Yes.
And what do you think, Maria, about this advice given us in the material? Have you
Yes.
watched the video, for example?
I watched the video.
And what do you think about the video? Because I think it's a little controversial for me, at least. It was a little.
I watched it, but I watched it in the beginning. Two days ago, maybe, when I saw it, but I don't remember so much. But I agree with some advice, not all of them, but some advice was great because I was able to use some of them. And but to me, the most important is work the skills, but the 4 skills, and together, and you can understand better. Our view about the language is get more clear when we use the 4: listening, writing, reading, and listening is great. And then after we can use more, I don't know, maybe look more for pronunciation, for intonation, rhythm, this kind of situation. But the base, we have deeply, I don't know, study, learn more about these 4 skills. And you said if I need a more reading, I have to focus in it. But I think when we are start, the best use this base, this foundation, these 4 skills, and the most possible. And listening, of course, listening is so important, because if you don't listen every single day, I said every single day because it is true, and you can't speak. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard.
And what about you, Aman? Do you agree that vocabulary is the foundation, is the base for our language, or maybe pronunciation is the base?
Actually, I do not know who is important, but in my opinion, I watch video one time and article, both article one time I read, and I uh, like uh, in my example, when I do not understand in English, then I first try to listening and watching TV serials in English. In those times, I do not understand any word, anything, but I sit and watch half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. I watch uh, in TV channels, TV serials or movies or documentary in YouTube in English. Uh, but in first time when I watching, this is very tough for me. But when I watching several times and several months, then my brain is uh, like absorb something, and like today I speak in English, but I have no lots of vocabulary at this time. My main firstly, if any person's is speaking any language, then definitely he start listening those language, because we do not speak first day, so we expend lots of time listening skills, listening skills develop, and then we just try simple words connected and speaking English. And third, when we speak in English, then vocabulary uh, day to day, when we memorize, then 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 person speak very. And one more thing, I when I read article, then I do not know this before. When I learn any word, then visualize like in our native language. uh, in in these articles examples, I actually like, because I do not know when I starting in my language speaking, this point is really maybe help me and any persons, because like when I say mother, then I say image, i I visualize image a mother, and his qualities like happiness, sadness, and protection, caring. So so this point is this is in my opinion, this is very helpful. When I read any word, then not only memorize, uh, uh, in connect with any visual pictures. So this is really helpful for our vocabulary building, in I
It's
think.
very interesting what you said, Aman, because you are the perfect example that everyone is different and everyone should choose its own methods of learning. And in your case, it's not the pronunciation, it's not the vocabulary, but it's about intensive input. Like Professor Krashen said, that input is the foundation of learning of language. Like children, they are listening a lot, they are not speaking nothing at the beginning, and after the period of listening, they are starting to produce sounds, single words at the beginning, and then words goes into phrases, and then phrases goes into sentences. And they are not trying to memorize grammar rules or memorize the producing sounds, because they are simply copying their sounds that they are listening to. That's very interesting. And what about Vichera? What is your foundation for learning? What what is your
Um,
most important method for you?
yes, I agree with the article that talk about we need to learn through listening first because according to question, the listening can let us get exposed to the language input in that target language. We will get used to it, and we will get the right pronunciation and accent in order to be able to be fluent in that target language. And then it also depend on our main goal about the learning of that target language, because some goal might require more on reading and writing rather than listening and speaking. But if we want to be engaged in the communication in the target language, we need to um, be more focused on the speaking and listening instead. And for me, I think the best part to learn the target language, we need to be immerse ourselves in that environment that using the target language. Like we need to speak with someone who use that target language, or we need to be more familiar with that by listening to the target language through music or movies or anything, or the stuff that can let us to be exposed more to that target language. And it is also important that we need to start with a small step first. We cannot cut something big at the same time. So we need to be consistent on our practices and learning the new target language. And we also need to learn the new vocabulary as much as we can every day. And we need to try to revise the vocabulary to make sure that some words that are we are able to use it frequently, and we need to focus on more the words that we are not really familiar with it. And that's it about me.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I cannot agree more with you that immersing in language and, for example, switching all our devices, our phones, our computers to the target language, and listening to podcasts and searching for occasion to use English or use language which we are learning every day is the perfect method for improving. And what about Adeline? I would like to ask you specifically about this video, because in this video it was recommended by the Agnieszka. I think she is my native.
Sure.
She is native Polish speaker because of the name. I think it's a typical Polish name, so I think she's from Poland, and she recommended spaced repetition methods for developing vocabulary. And by the way, she recommended it in the analog way, and I recommended you the same method, but using Enki.com application. And I think it's very similar way of improving vocabulary, but with the another tool. So first memorize the words very often, and then less frequently. And do you think really that vocabulary is the foundation of language, or maybe there are other more important things?
Yeah, of course, because we have to learn first vocabulary. Otherwise, you cannot speak if you don't know what's the name of this one, what's the name of this thing. So you have to build vocabulary first before we can speak. Or you have to practice first also listening. Listen lots of English or podcasts, any English, what else? Any about English. Because like you said, guys, that baby, they don't know how to speak, but later on through their parents, keep listening so they can speak later on. So through listening, so we have to practice more. And of course, we don't need to study word by word. We have to practice learning phrases on how to construct into a sentences.
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree, Tom?
I could agree with you as long as it is connected with the pronunciation, because when you are learning new words, when you are memorizing vocabulary, you should memorize new words properly. That means they should be spoken with the right pronunciation.
That's true. Yeah.
If you memorize new word and you memorize it incorrectly, it will be more harm than benefit because you
People
are
don't
improving
understand what you're saying, right? So you better.
bad habits.
Yeah. So you better also know how to pronounce well the words correctly, the rhythm, the intonation, because if you put the wrong intonation on the rhythm, so people might confuse. For example, you said, do you have any
Sheet or shit.
Oh yeah, that one. So if you mispronounce it, people might misunderstand what did you say? So you have to pronounce well.
Or beach or beach.
Yeah, beach or beach. I want to go to the beach, but if you say bitch, what? So you have to pronounce well. Yes, Maria?
That's why I prefer, if I have to teach someone to speak English, is the best is explain the best way about the sound the letter, not the name the letter. You know? Because in this way the person will understand better, and not just when we will speak, but